Have you ever heard of a country losing a war because of birds? It sounds like a cheap joke, but it really happened. Australia was once humiliated by a flock of emus. It all came to a head in 1932, when over 2,000 emus descended from the Western Australian outback, storming farmers' fields like a feathered storm. Their giant hooves crushed the wheat crops, their last hope after the Great Depression. Farmers panicked. Production plummeted. The country is threatened with a deeper crisis. They're not asking for government assistance, but for troops to be sent there. And strangely, the government has agreed. Imagine, World War I veterans sent to fight birds. Upon arrival, the soldiers thought their task was easy. They had Lewis's machine guns, fast trucks, and thousands of rounds of ammunition. But as soon as the first shot was fired, chaos ensued. The emus didn't run straight. They zigzagged like a military drill, breaking formation, disappearing into the tall grass, and then reappearing from unexpected directions. There were reports of soldiers having to fire 10,000 rounds but only hitting a few. As time went on, the soldiers grew frustrated. "This isn't a military operation," said one officer. "This is humiliation." And sure enough, every time they felt they were close to victory, another group would attack from the other side. Fields were destroyed and their self-respect was shattered. In one incident, a gun truck became stuck in the middle of a herd, and the soldiers could only watch as hundreds of emus ran past, like troops laughing at their enemies. The embarrassment was so great that the media at the time wrote, "If we want to win this war, we need a strategy or negotiation with the emus." Imagine, soldiers who had fought on the European front being toyed with by birds. This defeat wasn't just about birds, it was about a nation that looked weak in the eyes of its people. Farmers felt abandoned, the government looked foolish, and the world watched Australia fall into the most absurd war in history. And worst of all, after the troops withdrew, the emus increased in number. It was as if they were celebrating victory. But there's one thing people rarely talk about. After losing, the government quietly considered a new strategy. But it wasn't a war strategy, but rather one of conceding the land to nature. And precisely after they stopped fighting, the farmers found another way. Steel fences, a barrier system that ultimately stopped the emu attack. It turns out that it wasn't bullets that resolved the conflict, but rather the acceptance that nature can't always be defeated. And so it was, the Great Emu War, a war that proved that humans can conquer many things, but sometimes we lose to creatures we underestimate. Sometimes, nature just wants to teach us a lesson in the most humiliating way possible. If you enjoy absurd and tragic true stories like this, click like, subscribe, and get ready for more crazy stories. Because history is wilder than we imagine.